If you've ever seen The Matrix, there's a scene where Morpheus says to Neo, I think it is, something like, I think it's when he's offering him the two different colored pills, the red and the blue pill, and he hands him the one and he says something like, if you take this pill, you see how far the rabbit hole really goes. And it's sort of like this moment. The reason I'm opening this video with that description of that scene is because, and I will do a whole other video about this, so don't worry, this one won't be too long about it, but I wanted to share about it because it's been really like epically transformative. And I'm not one to just say that, because over the past year, it was the big thing for everybody to say, like, let's catapult you to the moon, let's give you a quantum leap, let's like transform your life. All these words of like, we're gonna like shift you so far ahead, we're getting thrown around, and I got kind of sick of it. So trust me when I say that I'm not going to label this experience with any of those words, because it is transformative. I'm just sick of all of those words. So this experience, this workshop that I'm going through, it's 3 workshops, and I've only been through 1. And oh my gosh, you guys, like, I know I've said it multiple times in multiple videos of late, but this one, I've only been to 1 workshop, and it was like, I felt like I took in the knowledge from months, if not years, of someone else's like spiritual experience. So the reason I opened this particular video with the scene from Matrix where Morpheus is handing Neo those 2 pills and like says to him, well, you can take the blue pill and you can stay asleep in your little world, or you can take the red pill and see how just how far this crazy rabbit hole goes. And I was giggling when I was in the workshop on the first day, because I was sort of like reeling at the end and going, I thought I understood like kind of what spirituality is. Oh my goodness, guys, let me tell you, when it comes to spirituality, when you think you know something, you don't know how deep the rabbit hole really goes. Oh my goodness. And the other thing I wanted to share, just sort of about realizing that in my life and in my experience, that even I, who has been spiritually inclined, I guess you'll say, since I was pretty young, that even I, who felt, my voice cracked, that was fun. Even I, who felt like I was living in some degree of my life pretty spiritually, was not really being very spiritual. 2, had so much to learn, and I still do. And that 3, oh my goodness. And even when I thought I was really starting to get like a breadth of knowledge, there's so much more. And I'm just laughing here now because it's reminding me of every teacher that's ever mentored me, ever pretty much, who says that almost everyone I've ever met that's been a teacher or mentor in my life has their own version of saying, like, and sort of cheekily laughing to themselves and being like, well, you think that that'll be the end, but like there's no real end to actually anything in life. Like it just keeps going. Just when you think you reached the pinnacle of understanding, the life will pop in and be like, hi, there's a little bit more you got coming. And you're like, oh, FFS. So I was finding my morning a little bit comedic in that way, and realizing that, wow, even though I am as old as I am, and I know the things that I know about spirituality and life and about getting along in life and people and relationships and all the stuff that I do know, that, oh my God, the pool of knowledge that I still have to discover and learn is so vast. So I guess I'd invite you to jump into that pool, to discover spirituality if you haven't, to look into what that is for you, what that is in general, whether that's something you want to be heavily a part of or not heavily a part, just see for your life if you haven't explored spirituality. Because for me, I had spent a long time of my life, honestly, not really diving into it. And actually also, I spoke about this recently in one of my blubbery videos. I haven't faced myself, and there's a lot of self-discovery, editing in a good way, like removing the yucky and replacing it with good things type stuff that's going on in me right now. So this has been a very interesting journey to this point in my life, that is. And I invite you to really not be afraid of looking at your own self, because it is, I think, one of human beings' most biggest fears. I know that we talk about, like death and taxes are the top 2 fears of human beings. I also think we're just afraid of ourselves, because I haven't met very many people, if I'm being honest, really, not very many, who are aware and calm, and I don't really know how to say it, but just they have this spiritual knowledge and they've integrated it. I don't know. Like, and I say that also realizing though that there's still an ongoing point, even for those people. Like the journey, guys, of spirituality, what I think I'm learning is it never really ends. It's a lifelong process of learning. So you might as well cozy up and tuck in with it because we're stuck with it like ourselves for all of life. We are stuck with this body that we got for life, for our incarnation, and we're stuck with this holographic, whatever version of life that we are living in. So I urge you to work with yourself because it's only from within yourself that you can start to change the external. And the external really does. I am saying this from now personal experience. The external world really will begin to reflect what you feel in your heart about yourself. And I know that might be a big eye opener for some of you. It certainly was when I first heard it. So although it may feel scary, I invite you to really do the deep diving and the digging, and as they call it so popularly, to do the shadow work, because I can say as an older person now that putting it off, I wish I hadn't. I understand I was scared of it and really thought that somehow it would like dissolve my entire self in the process of that discovery. It doesn't. You become a more beautiful version of yourself. And heck, yes, it's hard. And seeing the mess that I think all of us have kicked up during the process of living our lives up until this point, don't feel ashamed when you're cleaning that up and getting the gunk out. It's just a process all of us kind of has to do when we arrive on earth and we have a body and we're like, oh, and then we have to do the karmic clearing and all this and that. So just know you're not alone in any of that. And you have every right to be extremely happy, extremely satisfied with whatever situation makes you the happiest in life, with your mission. So before this becomes a proper waffle, I hope you're having a beautiful day or night whenever you do see this. And if you need any coaching or anything, reach out to me here at this email address. You can always get a hold of me. That's always posted in the description box. Subscribe, as I do bring you these videos every single day, whether they're properly spoken or not. And I will see you beautiful cats in the next video. Namaste and much love. Bye. To figure and I wish, but